Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Uplift Digital live stream. My name is John Kale, and every day at 2 p.m., well, not every day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., we are here live streaming, doing an assortment of things. I'm actually rebuilding my portfolio, my design portfolio, and as well as establishing a footing in cybersecurity. So it's a mixture of two different things. Well, they're combined with each other, and that's what I'm kind of doing. I would encourage people to check out my website over at upliftdigital.online. If you go over there, you'll see my website, this is what it looks like right here. And for about a week actually, because the very first live stream that I created was a week ago, and we started with the very first one with creating a meme in Photoshop. Then the next one, we created a t-shirt design in Illustrator. And then I got into some privacy security on the third live stream, which was last Friday. And then yesterday, we created basic video editing in Premiere Pro. And so I've been building things and showing these for a while, for the past week. There's multiple reasons, but go back to the website. I consider these live streams educational live streams to kind of show people how to do some basics in designing and some basics in other technological realms. So I have a few sections that you can check out. Of course, my live streams. You can check out my portfolio that I'm rebuilding. I've been designing for at least 15 years, professionally speaking. And I hadn't for a couple years because I've been in school for trying to get into a new career of cybersecurity. So that's why I have a tech corner. And I'm thinking every Friday will be specific for tech. Predominantly, I'm going to be going over some news articles. And so you can go there and find out more about me on the website itself. For this particular live stream, we're going to be building a logo, and I'm going to be using mostly Adobe Illustrator, but I will be using a little bit of Photoshop. And let's see, the music stop. Okay. I'll have to work on that. Let me do that right now. This is live, and I thought I had a radio stream going. One's always good. Just to have a little bit of background kind of sounds going. I like retro wave, synth wave kind of stuff. It's good for working on design projects. And so, all right, so this live stream, I'm going to be working on a logo, and it's not for a particular company, but we're calling the company Night Owl Movies, as if it's for like a channel that might play movies late at night kind of thing. And so we're going to be working on a logo that's kind of a mock logo for that. And so we're just going to jump into this, and I'm going to start off in Photoshop here. And I went out and looked for an image of an owl, because obviously night owl, you're going to want something to do with an owl. and by the way, like I've already conceptualized this whole thing. A lot of the times, most of the work when it comes to logos and such is trying to work out an idea of what you want the logo to look like. And I'm just going to be creating one sample of a logo today. But usually, if you're actually creating a logo for a client, you want to have, you know, at least three um, versions for them to choose from and to work with. But for the sake of time, I've already done most of the Photoshop work here, which is simply that what I need to do, because we're gonna vectorize this. I wanted a silhouette of an owl, and so I cut out an owl, and this is what I've cut out, and we're gonna work with this to create a silhouette, and we're gonna take it and then import it into Illustrator. Then we're gonna vectorize it, and then we're gonna go from there. So, so this layer has the owl, of which I'm cutting out. I'm not gonna have the silhouette too detailed, but I do want his eyes, and I do want his I guess his beak stick out. So what we're gonna do is first going to select the layer that the photo is on, and then use the magic wand tool. Like, I love this tool. It selects everything except for the owl, and then we're gonna move on to the black layer we have, and then simply just hit the delete button. So right there I have the outside of the owl. Now we're going to work with trying to get the eyes and such. So select got to be on the photograph layer. Let's see if I can do this. It's not exactly working like I want it, but that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna just take what we can of this silhouette right now as it is. I'm just gonna copy Control A to select all of it, and then Control C to copy it. And then we're going to move over into Illustrator. And then just paste it. And it's a lot smaller because I have a rather large, I have it 5,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels in size, but that's not going to matter when we're done with it. But just for the sake of this owl, because I'm going to trace it, I set up another layer. No. Paste that on there. That way I have that owl, because I'm going to trace his eyes and beak. Let's make this as big as possible. So we're selecting everything, just making it as big as possible. And I want to turn off the owl layer, and over on the right hand side, and I'm using a older version of Illustrator, by the way. So if you're using a newer version, then some of these tools might be in a different place, or this is CS6. I just like this version, but anyway, so we're going to select this, and then I want it black and white. I want it to ignore the white. Preview, and give it some more detail by adjusting this. Want it as close as I had it, and this will, when you vectorize it, it allows you to be able to edit it. You might want to change certain things, maybe. And then I hit the trace button. So that's traced. Then hit the expand button and ungroup it all. Get rid of that other portion. And so now we have our owl that's vectorized. Now going back to this, to the photo itself, I want to create eyes. So I'm going to lock up the layers. I'm going to add another layer. And for this part, I'm just going to go ahead and create my own eyes by using the pen tool. I always forget the names of these things. I mean, there's like a million different ways to do what we're doing here, but this is just one way. Something like that. And then use the ellipse tool for this iris. So we have one eye, and because we have one eye, we can create the other eye just the same. But before I do that, what I want to do is put that layer on top. So we're getting there. But what I want to do, I'm trying to think, before we start turning everything into solid pieces, I'm just going to work with it like it is now, but eventually I'm going to have everything as one color. It's going to be, all the vector aspect will be black, and we're going to work with a white background. But so there's just things that you have to consider, like when you have a logo, you want everything to be solid and one solid piece. So we got his eyes. And when it comes to a logo, you don't want it to be too detailed oriented. That's why I'm only going to be doing his eyes and a beak, and that might even be a little bit too much, but I think it'll work. creating two sides to be exactly the same, because it just looks better if everything is kind of uniformed. Some people don't even like using the pen tool. They'll use the these other like paintbrush tool or the pencil tool, which is more kind of you just drawing around. And some people even use like a handheld tool. But what I just did is I used the Pathfinder tool over here on the right hand side, and that makes everything solid. So now I'm just going to clean things up. So there's our owl. Alright, so let's just go ahead and put that all in one layer, the owl. And we'll group it together. But like I was saying, like we could later go in and make these eyes and the black background and everything all one solid piece, but I'm gonna just wait on that for now, because the next part of our design is going to make this more oriented with movies. And so I was thinking that we would just simply have a movie reel. It seems kind of typical to what people have an association with a movie, with movies. And I want everything to be simplified. Try to get everything centered up. Something like so. See? And gonna get all these, expand them a little bit. Out to the. Some of these I'm gonna be taking away actually. So I'm just going with an idea that I have for this. So what I wanted is I'm thinking we'll have this pretty large. I'm gonna make a copy of my owl. turn him off. And then I'm gonna reverse all these colors. Get rid of some of these outlines. Because we're just trying to simplify everything, and what I had in mind, we're not going to need that. I'm going to take this, and I might even like end up reversing everything, but what I want is him to be kind of like in the middle here. Like so. I'm gonna duplicate this real layer just in case we might want to come back and mess around with it another way. I mean, as I'm designing, I get other ideas. And so I'm actually thinking I'm gonna reverse everything. So when I was talking about making things solid, this is one of the reasons why. Because if I have made everything one solid color, then I could just easily, quickly flip the colors. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ungroup everything. And first you got to work with the eyes first, and the minus front option and the shape modes in the Pathfinder. So now that's all one shape. And then we're gonna select all the eyes and the nose and turn that all into one shape. So that's all one shape now. Then take the owl and do the same thing, but that's not the one I want. So I want that one, the minus front. So right now that's all white color. And we're going to do the same exact thing with real in the background. First I want to ungroup them all. I had grouped them so I could get an accurately aligned shape here. Then the unite option, then selecting the back reel, and then the minus, and now that's all black. And then I'm going to see if this works. Nope. Alright, so what I ended up doing is now it's all one shape. So, and it actually has an outline, and I don't want that. So let's flip the colors. So now that's all white. Before I do that, I'm gonna do something else here. So I'm going back. Undo. Make a copy of that. Let's save that layer. Create another layer. I create a lot of layers. And then we're gonna turn that all into one shape. Give this a stroke. And then going back to this front layer, did I just mess up? I think I just, nope, I think I'm okay. Mistakes will be made along the way, as with any design. Well, I made a mistake, so I'm gonna have to go back. Okay, looks like I'm stuck with that mistake. This is why you make copies of everything. So it looks like I have my owl. Alright, so I've got that. Just gonna make a copy of this again. Send him to the back. Turn it off. That's my owl layer. It's good to name them. I want to get rid of some elements on this reel. I'm not going to need this middle circle or this portion. And what I originally was trying to do here was I want to create an outline so it kind of stands out a little bit more, because I'm going to end up flipping these colors and it's just going to work with the overall logo in itself. Let me make sure. Okay, that's a. Make these all one solid. I always do that. I always get the two mixed up. So, oh, alright, so create another layer, get everything, make a copy of that, turn those off, release, because I'm making this all one solid shape, ungroup. I haven't made that one. I haven't made the eyes on that solid yet. Make that one solid shape. Give that a stroke. Set it to about 30. Right now it's white, which let's go ahead and just turn that to make this a solid. Well, depends on what I want. This. Make this all one color. So we gotta ungroup. Select the eye. Ungroup. Guess I didn't. Okay. Now that's all one solid color. Alright. Oh. Okay, now that's all one solid. So let's flip it. Take the stroke off of that. God damn it, I did it again. Oh wait. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna turn this all to black, but I'm gonna make sure that the black is real black, so it's a hash 0000000. I don't know why, but Illustrator doesn't want to give me a true jet black. So now we're getting somewhere. Alright. And I might want to flip that or switch that. I'm gonna take that black background and add more of a stroke to it. I mean, there might be a point where I'm like, I want to flip it the other colors, but we're gonna turn this and we're going to make this all one solid vector by expanding it. I'm gonna ungroup it and then turn it into a solid shape. So now it's all one solid shape. See that? That's the background. That's the foreground. So I've got my... And I'm gonna take the owl and I'm gonna do the same thing. Expand it. It's already expanded though. This way I can take these shapes and resize it, and it'll size just fine. Alright, so now we get into just little anomalies I'm seeing here, like this little end part. I don't like that, so go in there and delete the nodes off of that. Sometimes it shapes up to be pretty nice circle. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to duplicate. I'm gonna change the music. And I'm gonna change into some other music. Not a fan of that particular song, I guess. I'm gonna duplicate these layers so that I can see what it looks like the other way around. Might even be cool to put a stroke on this. Another one. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting into logo realm. I like that. Because the other option is this way, and this doesn't look very, not what I'm going for here. Alright, so, and I make a lot of duplicates of things. That way, like, geez. I'm gonna look at some more music. This is more of a meditative kind of music. All right. So that's where we are so far with this. This is what I like. And like I was saying, I was going to make duplicates of this layer because we're going to resize and start adding text. I'm going to put all this on its own layer. So the company is called, hold on. The company is called Night Owl Movies. I need to expand this layer. That way, when I resize it, it'll go down to that. Alright, so this is called Night Owl Movies. So let's go ahead and size, get that text out there. All capital. Night. We're gonna have it on its own layer or level or line. And the text I want to be, I particularly like this one font called Railway. And we're gonna bolden it up. Make it extra bold. Gonna put that to the side, and then I'm gonna separate all these. To be its own. This is, I just find there's like many ways of doing typography, but I just wanted to do it this way. It's quicker. I'm going to make the movies an italic bold. This is kind of like going into like personal style. And we're going to create outlines of all these. And then we're going to make them all the same width. So just grab that at the very top, have your width up here. The owl, the same width. The movies, the same width. Align them all up. So then I'm going to just group them together. And then we're going to make it the same width as the logo or the symbol. Line everything up. Group them together. Get them. And I mean, that's basically one option. Take this, but it's on its own layer. Turn that off. Another option, just go ahead and I could put a box around everything if we wanted. I think I already have this rounded from another project. We'll give it a stroke. So there's that. I mean, from this point, it's really like, it depends on what the medium that they want the logo to go on. We can change the colors. We can make it linear. So let's make a linear version. This, I would make it the same height. I mean, it's just a lot of different, at this point, it's kind of like having fun with different options. This is where like you would talk to the clients and be like, okay, what do you want to try, and you just try out different options and have fun with that. I mean, from there we can even like rearrange the colors. So let's do that. Let's rearrange the colors. I want to do it on this one though. And always save your layers. I haven't made all this one solid piece, so you have to kind of go through and manually change everything. Before I do that, Let's change the owl colors. You can view. I haven't done this in a long time. The outlines. Yeah. Not sure why. It's maybe the owl stuff is on the bottom layer. Just trying to get the colors right. Yeah. See, that's another option. That looks pretty cool. So we have that one. We have this one. Just different ways of designing this. And I was even thinking of originally making the, instead of a reel, have it a moon. So there's just a lot of different things that we could do there. But yeah, I think that's just where we're gonna end it on this. Let me duplicate these two layers because I like the this version. Just group those. I'm gonna put them side by side, but we're gonna have to make them a little bit smaller so they can fit side by side. This way we can compare both of them. And we'll group those. There's that. Night Owl Movies. I mean, it's making logos is fun because there's just like you can just go all day with different options and different things. Uh, you always want to have it simple, not overcomplicated, because there will be times where you'll have something printed and you want it that print could be very tiny, like on the back of a DVD, and they might have it the logo just like real tiny in the corner or on this DVD itself. But you also want it to be kind of like eye catching, so if it's like big enough, that it'll be eye catching. Um, but yeah, it's just this is just an idea. And I mean, I could continue on with flipping colors and different options for that. Um, but this is some basic logo making. Um, I prefer making it in uh, Illustrator because doing vector work it gives a better refined detail where you can work with many other mediums. Whereas like something like Photoshop, it actually takes a lot of memory, and I just found that it's more likely to be pixelated. Whereas like you zoom in onto a vector piece, and that just doesn't happen. So, yep, that's my logo for today. Um, I'll be putting them in my portfolio on my website. Let's bring up some of this stuff. Um, so here's my website. It is located at upliftdigital.online, and you can check out some of the other pieces that I've worked on. Like this T-shirt, uh, I'm gonna be wearing. Oh, let me have a T-shirt that I built the other day. This one's kind of more centered around hacking, cybersecurity, that sort of thing. And this also was created in Illustrator. But I should have a copy of that, and I'll be wearing it on a live stream here sometime in the near future whenever I get that. But that is available actually. You can buy that in my shop. I have a shop. It's located at the top. But yeah, dark web, worldwide on tour. Only some people will get that, but yesterday we did a video edit in Premiere Pro. That was live streamed, and I'm live streaming Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we go for about an hour. So far, it's been about an hour, but I'm going to be getting into After Effects, which will be it could be a lot longer. It depends on what I'm going to be putting together, but I want to get into kind of like 3D animations, and After Effects is great. I use a plugin called Video Copilot, and they have some other plugins that just make life a heck of a lot easier when dealing with After Effects. But I'll be getting into that, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, but because I might spend tomorrow, Wednesday, on tech kind of stuff. See, I'm intermixing things, technology, like cybersecurity kind of tech stuff, with digital media design, because these are both the career fields that I'm involved with, and that's it. So there's an intermixing of different themes, and so we'll see. I'm not really. I haven't planned for the entire week. Um, I do have a plan for Friday being another tech day. Um, and that day I am going to be focusing on the news that's been going on this week, because there's been a lot of really interesting things that have been happening within the news realm of technology, which will be interesting. So I'm going to be adding a in my tech corner section on the website, at the very top, I've been writing. Well, I've only written one blog, but I'll have a live stream that centers around it, and then there will be a blog version that will have the links and whatever I go through. But I was going to incorporate some news because there's always some interesting things that are happening in the world. But this is where I'm going to end this live stream. I thank everybody who is watching and who watches this later on. All the live streams are available on the website. After I get done here, I upload them on various platforms. It automatically saves on YouTube. Um, so yeah, check in on the website in a couple hours, and you'll see all this material up on there. And until next time, everyone, thanks a lot. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.